I just wanted to say a few words about this video and the kit that we're going to show in this video. I want to thank everybody who worked on all the parts that we made. I want to thank the crew. I have to thank the crew. The men who took the 3D printed parts, the concepts, got in the trenches, told us what was wrong, what we needed to do next. I want to thank the engineers that listened to the information that the contractors provided them. Everybody, you know who you are. I want to thank you for what you've done. It's amazing what we accomplished and how we changed an industry. DIYers know this. All your requests and all your comments, I respond to them. You see that. I respond to every comment. Everybody's asking and requesting for different parts and components. As drainage contractors, we know the ones that would make the biggest differences, and that's what we're going after first. We will eventually make every single component in every yard drain system, and we're really close to doing that. Our downspout kits are 100% French drain man. There's not a single component that we didn't mold and make, and we're really proud of that. It's the very embodiment of what French drain man is all about. We're going to install some easy DIY kit 10s. Everything's been hand dug. We're going to demonstrate how to go about putting in an underground buried downspout system the easy way. When you hand dig, you don't get too deep, which is nice. When you machine dig, you get deep. A lot of times you end up in the sprinkler lines and other things, utilities. These shallow digs make the install much easier. You're handling a lot less dirt. All right, so this house just had this long downspout, this gutter downspout that is getting all destroyed. And it just basically stuck out here and then dumped the water. We're going to put in one of our 3.5-inch DIY. This is our buried downspout kit. This is our kit 10. This is our easy DIY. And it's 10 steps. 10 steps. An easy 10 steps. We have a video of what to do and how to install it. We have a video of what not to do. It's a lot of fun. Watch that. Enjoy that. We're going to show you how quick and easy this goes in. Now, we had a big cement footing down here. We took a sledgehammer and we just kind of busted a little bit of it away because it stuck out way over here. But we're not going to worry about all this. There's about, still we probably have, I don't know, 11 inches of concrete. We're not going to worry about that because this pipe is going to form a nice sweeping 90. It'll actually be kind of like a sweeping, I think, 80 because we have nice slope out of here. And we're going to show you how we go about that. So we got one of our downspout kits. We brought a kit. It has a leaf filter in it. It has 19 feet of pipe. This one had a catch basin. The kit comes with or without a catch basin, but I like to see people put a catch basin on it, especially if you got a shingled roof, something to catch all that shingle gravel. So we're gonna cut this open, and we're gonna use this here on the leaf filter, this end here, because this end has a real nice curve to it. All right, so take your 19 feet of pipe, just cut it loose. If you're installing this during the summertime and it's sunny, leave it out in the sun. It's easier to work with. It's more pliable. This is really stiff today because it's 30 degrees. We're installing in Michigan. And the April Fool's joke on us, because it's April 1st, is the weather. Because it was 70 yesterday and it's 30 today. So bring this in the house and let it heat up. Bring it in the house overnight if you're going to be installing it in cold weather. So we just snap on the leaf filter. It's that easy. Do not tape this. I cannot stress that enough. That does not need to be taped. So we basically just want to have this tight to the house. And in this case, we're just going tight to the cement footing there. And we like to typically, what I try for all the time in a perfect world, is if this downspout, the steel part of the downspout, comes to the bottom of this door, that's great because there's a seam here. Where we snap this vented lid on, there's a seam. And if it's only sticking down to here, it has a chance to leak. So I like to have that go right to the top of the door. We're going to slide this leaf filter up. Pay attention. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. So we normally install our Pro Kits. That's what you guys typically see us installing, is our Pro Kits. This is our Kit 10 Easy DIY. We brought them out today. We just wanted to show you guys how easy it is. Now, as far as the height, you can cut your downspout to get this off the ground a little more. That's what we did. We went ahead and cut a little bit of that downspout down. Sometimes when you do that, you will have to raise the gutter downspout strap. Now, if you're getting new gutters and then you're going to do these kits, tell your installers to not run the downspout too low to the ground, because you need room for this leaf filter. Make your install a lot easier. You can set that height to whatever you want it to be. And a lot of times people just put these kits on without cutting those downspouts down. I just want to mention that. It's pretty common and it's easy to do. So the guys are just measuring this pipe. You see how this coiled pipe just unrolled? They went ahead and they're making sure that they're going to get enough pipe in the coupler. Use a hacksaw if you're a DIYer. This pipe is so heavy, it's so thick. These guys have really calloused hands. They work with box knives every day. That's not coming off. Now we're going to tape it just so that it's watertight. The guys are going to tape right here at the catch basin, and they're going to tape right here. So that all gets taped. Sometimes it's easy to make the mistake of just taping here, but you want to tape here as well. The tape is the only thing that doesn't come with the kit. You have all these drop down options. Add a catch basin, you could add tape, but it comes with 19 feet of pipe, a pop-up, a fabric for the pop-up emitter. You order a catch basin, it automatically comes with the fabric for the catch basin. We thought of everything. Now, we don't vent the tops anymore because mosquitoes can go in your catch basin and turn it into a mosquito hatchery. So we went ahead and built this solid plug. This will hold 5 years of shingle gravel. So you only have to clean it out every 5 years. Use a wet dry vac. You can see by the shape of it how it's vase shape. Everything settles to the center. Stick your wet dry vac inside that catch basin. Now there's holes on the bottom. The guys are going to drill out these holes. See the guides? The guys use the guides to drill holes. Why we did that, we don't want there to be this stagnant water, because sometimes that could be a situation where you end up with a pungent odor, and sometimes people worry about it freezing in the winter. I didn't drill holes in mine. I'm just saying I didn't because I had sand up by my house and I didn't want that permeable soil pulling too much water away up near the house. Mine freezes up every winter, and it doesn't prevent it from working when it thaws. The bottom of it freezes. The top of it mimics the pipe. We designed it that way. No catch basin is built like this. The top of it mimics the pipe. So this is on 1% slope. There's never going to be water in the top of this catch basin because it's on 1% slope with the pipe. If the bottom freezes, no big deal. The top is still open for when we have a thaw. We thought of everything. All right, so we're kind of far away from the house here. So we got another piece of pipe to get us down there. You can buy extra lengths of pipe. They come in 19-foot lengths. Again, if you're installing this in the summer, leave these out in the sun. They're more pliable and easier to work with. And if you're installing them in the cold, bring them in the house, let them warm up. You know, bring them in the day before. But this is how you want to go about connecting these. Once you get this connected, it's not coming apart. Know that. Like, that's a forever connection, and it's not coming apart. We're going to tape this. That was the male end, and the pipe is the acting female. So here, the catch basin had a female. The pipe was the male. The coupler was a female. On this end, the coupler's the male, and the pipe is the female. That's how you're supposed to do it with plumbing, male to female, with the direction of flow. Over here, the leaf filter was the acting male. The female receptacle was the pipe. It's like that throughout the kit. Guys did a really nice job. Sealed that up at the catch basin, sealed that up where it connects to the pipe. Now just unroll the pipe. Easy DIY. This is the easy way. Don't struggle. Work smarter, not harder. And again, it is 30 degrees, so our extra heavy duty pipe is really, really stiff in the cold. So now we're going to take that 19 feet and we're going to add, we had some from another coil. Actually, it was the coil that got us from the leaf filter to the catch basin. So the kit will get you 20 feet out. But when you're going further than that, you need to buy an additional piece of pipe. We'll show you how to use a coupler. We'll show you how to connect the coupler. Because people want to know, how do you connect corrugated pipe to corrugated pipe? And it's a good question, and we're going to show you that. Now you want to put pea stone in between your fabric and your catch basin. And you want to oversize the hole that your catch basin is in, because you want the pea stone just to roll down and under it. You want to over dig that hole so that your catch basin is suspended in air, because the pipe has to be on the trench bottom. So if your catch basin is sticking up and your pipe is not on the trench bottom, you're going to create what's known as a belly. This is going to be high. This is going to have a scoop in it, forming a belly. All the tree seeds and tree buds, it's a lot of sediment will just collect in a belly and it'll clog the line. So make sure that you keep this flat to the trench bottom. A lot of times people make the mistake of picking the catch basin up and they have like too much pea stone under it. So you just pack the fabric around the stone to protect the stone, and now you can go ahead and backfill. It's that simple. What's great about backfilling, you can stand on this pipe. You can see Patrick's got his boot on this pipe. It's so heavy, you're not going to hurt the pipe. Don't worry about that at all. A lot of times it helps to take a shovel and cut up all the clumps into really small bits, and then it backfills a lot easier. We're lucky because we've had a lot of rain and snow melt, and the soil is real pliable right now. Later in the summer when we have drought, this will be like concrete. So I tell people, get that installed during the rainy season. Downspouts are cool to install in the rainy season. I feel the opposite about French drains. Wait for your yard to dry up before you put a French drain in, because it can be too much of a mess. But for downspouts, this is easy digging. The soil is very pliable. All right, so we're going to take some pipe that we have from one of the kits. We're going to take this external coupler. We're going to connect that to the outside of the pipe. I like external couplers. I hate internal couplers, because if we had an internal coupler, debris could get caught on it inside the pipe. So it is female, and we're going to tape that up really good. So that's how you connect two pieces of corrugated pipe together. Now you're going to want to tape this up really good, because tree roots can get in right here, and you could also lose some water right here. You want to get the water all the way to the pop-up emitter. That's the goal. This tape's easy to work with. Also bring your tape in your house. Put it by a furnace vent if you're going to be installing in the cold weather, so that this tape works really nice for you. When backfilling, you want to stand on top of the pipe. You don't want to push dirt in the trench when you have the pipe just laying there, because the dirt can push the pipe out of alignment. It can roll under the pipe, now creating bellies in the line. It's good to just go like every few feet. You can see what Patrick's doing. He's going every few feet. He'll cut up some of these big chunks and get them a little bit smaller so they pack a little easier. He's standing there making sure that everything is straight, that the pipe is to the bottom of the trench that we worked so hard to get perfectly smooth. Just go ahead, uncoil the pipe, measure it to your pop-up emitter. Again, male to female with the direction of flow. You're not going to tape this. Do not tape this. Do not tape this. People make that mistake all the time. You don't want your pop-up emitter to hold water. So after a rain event, the pop-up emitter will move all the bulk water, but there'll be some water left in this elbow. You want to make sure that you put a little bit of drain stone around this pop-up emitter and do not tape it. That way what's left in this line for water, it can just leach away into the subsurface soil. We overdug the hole. We have an extra deep hole so that we can get pea stone underneath this pop-up emitter. All right, so now we're going to pour some pea stone around the pop-up emitter. You want the pea stone to be on the fabric. You're separating the stone from the dirt. That way the dirt can't migrate into the drain stone and basically render it useless. Then just fold the fabric. You don't have to, be fancy about it. You're trying to just cover all the stone so that when you backfill with the dirt, it doesn't mix into the stone. That's all. That's all you're trying to do. These fabrics come with the kit. When you buy a kit with a pop-up, you're going to have a fabric with the pop-up. When you add the catch basin, it automatically adds a fabric for the catch basin. This is the most complete kit that we've ever sold, and it's the most complete kit there ever was on the market. We're really proud of each and every component that's in this kit, from the patented pop-up to the patented catch basin to our patented female couplers to our patented leaf filter. And remember, you want the downspout to kind of come down like right in here, like the steel downspout is right at the bottom of the door here. So you can see it right there. That's what you want, right there. That's perfect. Now, a lot of times they're settling at a house, depending on how new your house is. Well, what's good about putting it on like this, it could settle and slide down the downspout, and it's still going to be connected because we designed it that way. Right now, the downspout's here. But if you had some settling and this slid down, the downspout might end up here, but you're still going to be fine. You're going to be capturing the majority of the water. So we thought of everything. Each and every component was carefully thought out. Now this vent is just like a gas can. When you chase fluid with air, it accelerates. It picks up its velocity. We want the water to come off the roof and not lose any of its velocity. About here, and I like this, put a catch basin 3 to 4 feet from the house. If it's our pro kit, I'd like to see the catch basin 3 feet. If it's our easy DIY, bring it to 4 feet. It's okay because you have this ramped sweeper and then the water's going to slow down a little bit right here as it gets a little bit flatter, and that's where it's going to drop all the shingle gravel. Now with our Pro Kit, you have a straight pipe on the wall and a not quite a 90 here. That's why I like to see a catch basin a little sooner, about 3 feet instead of 4 feet. Again, wherever that water is going to start slowing down, that's where it's going to drop the shingle gravel, and you want to catch it so it doesn't clog the line. We got this solid plug so mosquitoes can't fly in the catch basin. We don't want it to turn into a mosquito hatchery. And we have this extra heavy duty pipe. This is our heaviest pipe. Our 3.5 inch pipe is the heaviest. I told our partner manufacturers, listen, I want to go at this differently. I want to make this pipe stronger than anything that we've made before. Now, people always say, how far do I take my underground buried downspout system? And I always answer the same way, as far as it needs to go. And I know that's not what they're looking for, but we want to take it to where the grade really breaks. We got good slope here, we really do, but right here, I mean, it just drops off like it's falling off a cliff, and it goes into this drainage ditch. We're trying to stay out of that drainage easement. People might say, why didn't you take it to the ditch? Well, that ditch gets quite high. It's also a wetland, which comes with fines if we go disturb the wetlands, like a lot of money for those fines. So all these things got to be considered. So another thing that I want to mention, the longer this run, the slower the water is going to flow. So what does that mean? Water comes off the roof and it falls at a really high rate of speed. It's awesome. You know, we have over a pound of, PSI, which is great. Pound per square inch. We're going to be over a pound. It hits the pipe, and then the longer the run, the slower the water flow. So if you're having a torrential rain and it's lasting for a long time, the water might back up in a long run. Now our kits are short with 19 feet of pipe. I'm not worried about that. But if you start connecting a couple of kits together, because you got to go out really, really far, you have to make sure that you set this leaf filter higher like it is here. If the water is backing up a little bit because it's not keeping up, because the run is so far and it's so long, that could possibly happen. Once it starts to build up pressure here, it's just ridiculous what happens. It actually speeds the water up. That head pressure is key to water flow. So if you have a very far gutter run, set it up higher like this. And again, you don't have to do this. These are just a few things that I'm cautioning people on. Hopefully this is not too much information, trying to make this a complete video. Again, do not tape this because it doesn't need to be taped. The water's never going to leak from there. Looks a lot better when you don't have it all taped up. The guys are chopping all the clay dirt clods, and they're walking them in. Take your time with this process. If you push all those big dirt clods in and you don't take the time to do this, you're going to have settling, and it's going to form what we call saddling. It's going to end up doing this. It's going to look like a horse saddle. What's nice about the leaf filter is it's on a really steep angle. If you have a leaf filter and the screen is flat, the leaves are going to lay flat, form a seal, and it's not going to drain. If you have a filter that is like a screen, like a window screen, right here, like a window screen. A lot of them are made like that. They plug little fine pieces that come off the roof, plug them, and then they're done. So we have a real coarse screen. We want all those little fines to wash right through it. We just want to catch the large organics that could clog the line. Now this center comes out. Why is that? Well, you can stick a garden hose down there now and just flush it out to the catch basin. Super simple. Now keep in mind that this is keyed. See the large hub? See down here a small hub? The two large hubs are up top. The small hub is at the bottom. You go ahead, you put it in the direction that it's keyed. I'm trying to do this while I hold the camera. All right, and you just turn it, and that's that. And everything is in the right way. You'll know that you put this in wrong if the grate portion is not aligned with the rest of the grate. Beautiful job. Always make sure your pop-up is dirt level and not turf level. So we're coming out of winter. It's April 1st and we're in the north. We're in Michigan. So I'm here to tell you, like, you might say spring on the calendar, but we're not going to see spring for another 6 weeks. That's what that is. So when this is lush and thick and it has like a nice brush cut, if you will, you don't want to set the pop-up to the turf level. It's going to be too high. You want it to be down at the dirt level. So keep that in mind. See, the guys are going to put the grass around it. Now, you don't have to worry about the grass growing over the pop-up and preventing it from discharging, because we built it with a turf restrictor plate. The grass can grow on this instead of growing on this and preventing it from discharging the water. This is the only pop-up you can get your hand down in, and it has the largest opening of any pop-up. Why is that? Well, it was designed by contractors, and the contractors work closely with the engineers to perfect each and every component of the system. All right, the results of that single downspout run. Now, this was a kit, an easy DIY, kit 10, with an extra box of pipe. So we had two 19-foot pieces of pipe. So we're out there quite a ways. Beautiful install. Really nice. Again, if you raise this gutter strap up a few feet and cut off a little more of your downspout, it makes it nice because you don't have to bend over so far. This easy kit 10, it is really cool. Really love it. Beautiful install. Guys did such a nice job. Remember, don't tape this. You don't have to. Water's not going to leak there. Trust me, it's not. Got our catch basin. We go all the way down here, far away from the structure. Get that water out of the backyard so that's not turning it, into a soggy mess. And we dump it right here. We're on a super hard grade and it breaks to the ditch. This up here is a little flatter. It's got good pitch, but to put the pop up here and dump water didn't make sense. Just take it out a little further. Once every 5 years, take a screwdriver and just pop this, suck it out with a shop vac, snap it back on, done. Beautiful. Now, the extra dirt we had, we put up against the house, and I'll tell you why. There was a ton of settling here. A ton of settling. So we talked to the homeowner, and we told them, instead of taking this dirt and hauling it away, why don't we just put this right where you have negative slope? Because the water was running towards the house and laying up against the foundation. You see how it discolored all the brick veneer? You see all that effervescence? It was causing damage to the structure. So we're able to utilize the leftover dirt. Keep in mind, that pipe displaces area. So you're not going to get all the dirt back into that trench. Now, if that was a 4-inch pipe, you wouldn't believe how much dirt you end up with. So the 3.5-inch kit, 50% less labor, 50% less hassle. And you know what? Because it's matched to the downspout and it's not an oversized pipe, this is going to stay extremely clean. Beautiful job by a professional crew. Real quick, I just want to go over everything that comes in the kit because I feel like we missed that step. So our leaf filter was protected in shipping. It's inside plastic wrap for protecting, and it's inside a cardboard box. All right, so then we have our patented catch basin. Got a female on this end, a male on this end. Arrow. made here in the USA. Of course, everything is. Materials. The origin of the materials is U.S. The molding and manufacturing, U.S. Everything. Here's our catch basin top. Turf restrictor plate on that as well. We got a solid cover to keep the mosquitoes out. And what's nice about these, literally, there, I just kneed on it. So you can, if I didn't have big, dirty, muddy boots, I would have just pushed that in. That's a press fit. I don't like screws. I don't like screws for catch basins. Those little screws that all catch basins have, they're terrible. They get lost. Trust me, I spent a lifetime looking for little screws in lawns. So when it was time to make our own catch basin, I made sure to get that right. Of course, we got a not quite a 90 for our pop-up emitter. What is a not quite a 90? Well, it's ramped right here. Really uniquely ramped in that elbow. And it's not 90 degrees. It's 82 degrees or something. You know, it's not quite 90 degrees, so we call it not quite a 90. The water flows much better out of it and improved the performance. We have two fabrics. This came with a pop-up and a catch basin, so it came with two fabrics. Got the pop-up top, and we do one riser. This riser is in case your catch basin is too deep and you need to put a riser on it to get it to grade. And that's all the stuff that comes in the kit. If you guys appreciate all the products that we're making to make everybody's job and life easier, give us a thumbs up. It shows you appreciate what we're doing. Support made in the USA. Keep everything at home. Materials, manufacturing, American jobs. All right, everybody. Until the next video.